the matter in this third dimension. Now, they found that the atoms are not really a nucleus and electrons floating around. What they are is vibrations of energy. You know, science has totally taught us wrong about the atoms. They are vibrations, and they combine the vibrations to create the illusion of solid matter. But it's really got a lot of space in there, and it's a vibration. And these vibrations get together and they create the different matter that we see, but it's truthfully got a lot of space in it. A lot of empty space. And in that empty space is where we create reality. So we add our thoughts, our elevated emotions, and our actions, and we focus upon what we truly desire. I'm going a little over on the talk because there's a lot of good information. So I know this was a part of last week's thing, but we wire the new information in the brain by repetition. Faith creates new thoughts because we change our beliefs, and we create new choices, new behaviors, new experiences, which adds new emotions, new personal reality. And when we create a new personal reality, we create a new personality that is in a higher vibration, which creates a new reality. Our brain reflects our current reality. Our faith creates instantaneous change. We need to be greater than our current reality. And so we use our faith and our thoughts towards creating that. We wire our brain as if that reality is happening in the present moment. And we signal new genes in the same ways. They found that happy thoughts expand our DNA. It can even create better proteins, stronger organs, stronger systems, stronger glands through our thoughts being at a higher vibration. It expands the DNA and can even repair our DNA. And when we manifest perfected DNA with the star children through doing the 24-strand DNA manifestation, or 48 or 96, wherever you're at, we actually create better DNA, which makes us healthier, stronger, more beautiful, happier. And that happiness even accelerates it. So it's very important that we pay attention to our thoughts all the time. Okay, so the moment you begin the energy and the expression of faith, we step into the higher emotions of love, bliss, joy, and we start to heal. We make contact with the heavens and move into the love consciousness as if coming home. The moment we have faith, our energy enters into the fifth dimensional flow of change. And we put that same energy and we think about the new reality. We really desire in the void, creating a new future and a new present. The one we truly desire, and it manifests. So very important things that we're illustrating. Now, the old model of reality is cause and effect. Okay, we get blamed for everything, and within the new reality, we use our faith and our thoughts to cause the effect. So we don't have karma creating our reality. we have our faith and thoughts creating that reality. Gratitude is the ultimate form of receivership. It signals the DNA to make changes in our structure of our bodies and our emotions, believe it or not, and reality, changing the future to our thoughts. Creation through faith and thought. Very, very important concepts. So, the law of faith and belief leads to our evolution. The old reality, we usually had to have a crisis before we would make a change. And it would take us time to make that change. But the quantum reality is we have the faith, the thought, the change, and a new reality instantaneously starts appearing. Clear intention with elevated emotion, manifesting a new state of being, miraculous, amazing things will happen. So the assignment is, I will learn about faith, creating and focusing my thoughts. Oh, I don't think I advanced this one. Focusing my thoughts and emotions in alignment with the Ascension. And why the Ascension? Because the Ascension is the evolution into a higher consciousness. And with that, we will vibrate in that higher consciousness. Higher thoughts with belief and faith, higher emotions, higher dimension, our evolution through love. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and we'll go to questions and answers. I'm going to stop the share and unmute yourselves if you can. And what kind of questions do we have?
I have 3 questions.
Okay, go ahead, Deb.
Okay, so that first one, so you're saying that with faith, with elevated emotion, we can actually override our karmic debt?
Oh, that is happening. In fact, the lords of karma, who are beings that God created to hold us to our karmic debt, they are actually forgiving karmic debt in this era, in this time period, so that we can get through the karma and have it forgiven. So we are at a time when the masters, the Elohim, the lords of karma are all working together to get rid of all the karmic debt that we've created as humans. Does that answer your question?
That's amazing.
Yes.
The next question was on the decree for the 24 strands of DNA. When we get to the point of doing 48 or 96, do you have a different decree for that, or do we just change the number and the rest is the same?
I just have changed the number, and that's what Saint Germain said to do.
Okay, and then the last question real quick is, if a person were to take a trip to Mount Shasta as inspired in your book, how would we get to the point where, like, is there some preparation we could do in order to meet the masters ourselves?
Yes. Now, in my case, when I went in October of 2014, I went with the intent, the faith, and the belief I was going to get a personal revelation and experience that would answer my question. And so that's what I suggest you do, is that you create whatever questions you have for the Ascended Masters or whoever you desire to have a relationship with. And this is why I had you pick at least 2 angels, 2 Ascended Masters, well, 1 to 2, to develop a relationship with. Because when you focus on them, their energy comes through. And when you go to a sacred place to experience a sacred experience, whatever you are thinking about, you will attract to you. So, like when I got hit with a directed energy weapon in my leg, I was told through my prayers, you need to contact Mother Mary, because she's the one who will heal your ankle. Because I literally, boy, Vicki showed me the first picture of that injury, and I looked at that and I'm like, no wonder the doctors wanted to amputate my leg, because it looked like, it looked really bad. And I knew that if I went to the medical doctors, that's what they probably would do, because that's what they said. So I asked in my prayers, who can heal me? And I kept hearing Mother Mary, Mother Mary. And I kept hearing, go to Fatima, Portugal, go to Lourdes, France, and get that water from Mother Mary, because if you put that water on, you'll start to heal. And so I could hardly walk. And I kept thinking, oh God, I've got to make plans to go to Fatima, to go to Lourdes, France, and I can't even walk. What am I going to do? And in the mail, I get, well, first, this lady called me up and she says, Scott, and I don't know how she heard this information. I don't know if I said something on Goldfish Report, but God works in amazing ways. And she called me up and she said, Scott, I understand you need some water from Lourdes, France and Fatima, Portugal. I'm going there tomorrow with my husband. We'll bring you some back. And I was like, holy cow, this is cool. But let me tell you, I had the belief and the faith that I was going to heal and be able to get that water in order to heal. And so they went to these very sacred places. They brought the water back and they sent it to me, and I started applying it to my ankle, and my ankle started to heal. Now, that is just an example. It's kind of a slow example because it took them, you know, they went there for a week and then they came back and then they sent me the stuff in the mail. So it took me about 10 days to actually get the holy water. And then I had to apply it through my faith, believing that it was going to heal my ankle. And sure enough, it did. So I want you to set your intent going to that holy mountain. And let me tell you, more people have seen fairies, angels, ascended masters on Mount Shasta. It's an amazing place. And so have the belief that you're going to have a visitation from one of these beings. And pick which one you want, keep your thoughts on them, have your questions ready for them, because if they appear and you're like, oh, well, I don't even know what to ask them. I've had that happen. I've had beings appear to me and I was like, you know, you're so mesmerized, you don't remember your questions. So rehearse them and know what you're going to ask. And that way, you know, you won't be like I was that one time, just going, oh boy, what? Oh, here you are. What I don't remember my questions. So rehearse it and know that they'll come. And when they come, be ready with your questions and they will have your answers. Does that answer your question?
Yes, that was great. Thanks.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Go ahead, Carla.
How do you get to the void?
Okay. When I first learned Transcendental Meditation 14 years ago, I did my mantra and I would go to the void. And the void, there was nothing. There was no time. There was no one. Nothing there. And I was like, well, why am I here? You know? And so I quit meditating. it was so weird because I didn't like going to this place where there was nothing. And so I stopped meditating, but then later on, I learned that's where you want to go, is into the nothing, into the place with no time. There's no beings, there's literally nothing there. So it's a pure area where you can create whatever your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs and faith create. Now, how did I get there? You know, in the beginning it was really easy with TM. But my TM teacher even told me, oh, you can't go to that place. You have to meditate for years. But that's a belief system. Again, that's a belief system. You have to set your intent to go to the void, and in your meditation, and you don't have to have TM or any other special type of meditation, just calm your mind, calm your thoughts, have a high state of emotional love and confidence, faith, that you will be able to go to the void, and you start breathing. And with the intent is what creates the ability. Now, when I started doing TM, I went to the void just automatically. And I didn't understand it because I hadn't been taught how important the void is. And the void is where we create all matter, all emotions, all of what we desire to create. And it's where God created all the universe. So why can't a little measly human who was created in the image of God go to that void and create a reality? And that's what we're supposed to do. And that's one of the things Joe Dispenza is teaching. You know, he tries to keep God out of it. He just uses science, and he uses brain scans, and he uses heart scans. The Heart Math Institute developed this device that could tell when your heart and your mind were in congruence. And I bought one of these devices 20 years ago, and I used it, and I developed the ability to get my thoughts and my heart in congruence. And that's why when I learned TM, I went straight to the void, because I had created that congruence between my thoughts and my heart. And so make sure that you put your thoughts on good things, on loving things, and add the love of your heart, and the vibration will get in congruence between your thoughts and your heart, and you'll get this electromagnetic power. The heart and the body with the emotions create more magnetism. Now, I've studied the secret space programs, and the way they are able to go faster than the speed of light is they create an electromagnetic field that becomes strong enough that it creates a field around the propulsion system of the craft, and it creates a space-time continuum. And you know, on Star Trek they call it a warp field, but it's actually an electromagnetic field filled with energy, and then you transmit the thoughts or the energies to take you there. And it takes you to this void, which is in another dimension that is where the Creator created everything. And it's the highest dimension. And we as humans have that ability, believe it or not.